How's it going, guys? Deezy here and welcome to another FIFA 20 video. Today we are going to be talking about the brand new Milestone player which has released for us onto Ultimate Team's Ligue 1 and Shoji, I believe is the right way to pronounce it. Maybe wrong, maybe right. But what a card this looks. It actually looks like a pretty decent one. Now, there's a couple of them. I think the last one, this one, I wasn't really a massive fan of. There are some people that do like it, some people that don't. But this one actually looks pretty interesting. I find there's a lot of Ligue 1 cards that they keep dropping into the game, and I just don't feel it, to be honest. Like, I just don't go anywhere near the Ligue 1. There's not too many players I like. Mbappe and Neymar are kind of the only ones I like, so they keep releasing players which are on the opposite side of where I probably would want them. So I don't know if I'd really go for this card, to be honest with you. It looks absolutely fantastic. We will take a look. I can't even speak. Take a look at the in-game stats a little bit later on. Just let's take a look through what we got here. So I'm guessing it's going to be wins for a lot of them. They mix up again, but of course, as per, it's 2 separate wins with PSG. All these teams, I'm guessing it's maybe the bottom. Take a look for all the wins. So we got, yeah, again here we've got 3 this time. That you just need to score 2 goals within separate matches. So it's not the full thing. Yeah, it's not awful. It looks like a decent card. I want to take a look at the in-game stats for it. So we will, of course, just jump into concepts and take a little look at the squad, look at the card to see what it's like. At the moment, for me, none of the cards have really felt like ones that are worth grinding for. They don't really affect my squad whatsoever, and I kind of don't want to waste my time with something when it's not going to get my squad whatsoever, because I do end up with a lot of players that just aren't really worth it. So there he is there. Let's take a little look at him. So 4-star, 2-stars, not a problem. High work rates. 6 foot, which is not too bad for him whatsoever. Bunch of great stats. All green, looks very good. Dribbling is probably the one that catches my eye that it's not amazing. I really do feel dribbling is still quite key this year. It's one of those things that throughout the whole year, it's just kind of not changed. Your players need to be good with dribbling. So it's quite important for me that my centre-backs are quite good at dribbling, because you never know when you're going to need to dribble yourself out of a difficult situation. But other than that, it looks very good. Brilliant jumping, stamina, strength. Looks excellent for physical and defending. Just genuinely all-round brilliant card, to be honest with you. Looks very good. For me, I don't know if it's 100% worth grinding towards, you know. But we will take a look at some of the ones that we want to look at. So what we probably will just take a quick look at, see what's going to be difficult for the most part. I find that usually the one where they put where you don't need the wins is the ones they expect people to have the most struggle with. So let's take a look at what the clubs we need to take a look at. So we've got the 3 of these here. Let's take a look at the first one, of course. I'm sure there's some decent players from these as well, so I don't really know why. Again, I think I ranted about this quite a bit in the last Milestone video. I don't understand why EA have changed it from the first week, the first set where we had it was all just score in games. You didn't have to win the game, and then they moved it across to wins. I know they kind of were a bit like people kind of manipulate it. You've still got to do a fair bit of grinding to be able to get that done. So I don't know. Let's take a look forward for a start. Nothing in the gold, so that's probably why they don't want you to go for wins in that one. But we do have to be fair. You've got this Mama Balde and Kita here, who are not. I'm looking at pace, and it's not awful. There is it's a bit of a shame actually. I wondered maybe if we just go to concepts, so we'll see high to low. So you got this. It's a goalkeeper. I was gonna be excited there, a bit ahead of myself. So this one's not awful. It's just the pace is a little bit of a letdown for him, but at least you know he'll be able to finish it. It's just a lot of silvers, so I suppose that makes some sense. I'm just trying to maybe look for somebody with some decent shooting, but actually there's not a whole lot of it. So can understand why they don't want you to have to win with this one, but still, it's not too difficult. I think if you can either play him in a full Ligue 1 squad. What I will recommend is the easiest way to get this done is just surround your midfield and attacking Ligue 1 players. Maybe if you've got some pacey wing-backs. So one that actually would be an absolute brilliant shout is if you did that at Tull. I can't remember if it was I want to say it's a Footmas one. I could be wrong here. I want to just find it. So it's this one. Was it a Footmas one? It was a Footmas one. So if you did this one, then that's going to be a brilliant shout for you, because that's just an extra player. If you had him down at right back, I find my right backs, my wing backs do track up quite a lot. I do find Mendy and Mbappe do shoot up forward for me quite frequently. So a lot of the time they are in kind of close situations where they're going to score. So that's kind of like a little bit extra you could put in there. So at least it's an extra player that you could just shoot up the pitch with him. But yeah, we took a look at the first one. Let's maybe look at the next squad. So it's the Met squad, isn't it? That's what we want to have a look at. Did we look at this one yet? No, we didn't look at this one yet. So this one shouldn't be as bad, I don't think. So you've got this one here. Is this another? Oh, this was the Footmas one. I didn't do this one. So if you've got this one, that's going to be another thing that's going to help you out massively. That was a pretty decent one there. That'll make this easier for you. Again, I can start to see now why EA have made these ones with the ones you can't win, because I mean, like, this Diallo is probably your best shout if you haven't got that Bulaya. I don't know if I pronounced that properly, but this is probably your next best shout if you want to just get that done. So there's him. Let's maybe we'll take a look at forwards, see what's there. Again, it's just not really a lot to shout about, to be honest. So this one's probably going to be a main one. I don't know, man. This one's tough. This one is tough. Maybe for the front three, they're going to be your best bets. I expect, now that this milestone's come out, these players are probably going to go up in price just a little bit to start with. So there is that. And I can't remember for the life of me what the third one was. Just want to take a little look at what the third one is. And we'll take another look at the squad, what players you could potentially use around that. And of course, already, I'm sure a lot of you know by now, but I will just kind of go through the best tactic to go through. So we want Steady Brestois. Go through that one and just take a look. But I'm sure most of you guys know by now, but I'll just give a quick demonstration of what really the kind of thing you should be doing to get this done quickly. I know a lot of people on Twitter actually do manage to get these done within like a couple hours. So hats off to them for being able to do that. I definitely couldn't. So let's take a look at this squad. We'll start with just what's there. So this one's quite good. This must be an inform. He's not awful, actually. That one's not a bad shout. So I wonder if he'll go up much. So you got him there. This Mendy card's not terrible. I'm comparing this to like the other clubs that we had. What's this card like? 3-star, 2-star. Not brilliant all round. These ones, I mean, you're going to probably find a lot of people going to be relegating. I'll be completely honest. If they want to get this done, you'll probably find people are going to be relegating to get these done. But at least you could just kind of build up a full squad. So let's just, as an example, I'll probably go for this one. I'd probably convert him to striker to make this as easy as possible. Or even, to be fair, in this formation, I'd probably play him up at cam. Play him at cam, and then I just pick out some like Ligue and strikers that I've got. I think I've got a couple in my club, so we'll just go for this as a demonstration. So Ligue, so I've got Cavani and Osimhen, two pretty decent strikers. So you just pretty much go with these, stick these in your squad. You've got 3 there, and then ideally what you want to do is you just want to absolutely jam your bench out with, I suppose, 3 other players. Obviously, as well, you'd probably go with like a midfield here of Ligue 1 players. So let's just grab another couple just as examples. And just, obviously, it's from different clubs. So I've got a PSG one, so I don't really want to worry about it. I seem to only have 2 other clubs, so we'll go with these as examples then. So you'd have these in your lineup as well. And you just kind of do the best you can. When you know you've scored with them, you've got 3 chances in the game to change it up anyway. But say like I've scored with this PSG player, I'd then go on, pick the next club, chuck him up at striker to replace him, and just I probably do that after every goal. You kind of don't want to waste too much time. Like say some people probably go, right, I'll score these 3 players, I'll pause it, I'll make the sub. There's no point. Just as soon as you score, pause it. It's going to be a bit frustrating for your opponent, but just pause, get him subbed off, get ready on to the next one, so you can just kind of be as efficient as possible with your squad to make it as easy as possible. But other than that, it's kind of the basis of it. It's not too difficult to do. It takes a little bit of grinding. But at the end of the day, it's a free play. And for me, there's always the big discussion around whether or not the card is worth it. Now, a bunch of these cards, I'm not saying the cards are bad whatsoever, but a bunch of these cards are not worth it to me specifically, because I will not use these cards. I don't specifically want to grind out just to get a card for SBCs. It's quite rare now that I need to. I don't think really this year I've used a lot of cards that I've gone for as SBC fodder. Like I've got Cavani in my club because he's untradeable. That's probably my exception, but like I don't really go for objectives just for the pure thought of, well, I can chuck them in an SBC, because I just don't think it's efficient use of your time towards getting a player. It's an 86 rated card. There's some cheap 86 rated cards. What I want to just maybe take a look at is what's the cheapest 86 rated card you can get out there. That would be kind of just as an example. I just want to figure out what the price of what we're talking about for this card. I mean, if this card was on the market, it would be It's hard to say, to be fair, actually. With the pace and whatnot, it might be a bit better. But let's just say, for example, so you've got an 86 rated player. Cheapest one you can find on here is about 15k. Is this card worth, you know, the amount you've got to do? You've got to score, you've essentially got to score 40 goals for 15k. Now, I just don't think it's worth it, to be honest with you. Again, it's all relative because it's dependent on the player. Like, this Moy Gomez doesn't get in my squad, isn't worth it for me. This Trossard, as great as a card is, and I find there's not as many good left wingers that are cheap, it's just not worth it for me. Politano, again, excellent card. So many people praise him. I don't use his squad at all. He wouldn't get in any of my squads, so just not worth it for me at the moment. So I kind of wouldn't rush. I do find it quite interesting to see who actually wants to rush for these cards because they need them in their squad. So let me know in the comment section down below if you will be rushing for this card. Me personally, I won't be, and I find it with a lot of the milestones. That's why I haven't really completed any of them. They're just not worth it for me. So over time, like, if I have to score with specific, like, Premier League players, for example, or whatever, for a different objective, then fine, that's how these have got done. I mean, for a lot of, like, this Premier League one, I think for the most part, it's just been from when I've, like, been doing certain objectives with players from these clubs, and so I've kind of slowly worked through it, and I find that's probably the best way for me to go through these cards. Eventually, I'll get them. I'm just in no rush to get them, but let me know in the comment section below if you'll be rushing to get this card. Does he play well in your squad? Let me know if you've tried him. Let me know if he's actually any good. I'm just a bit unsure, to be honest with you. Pace looks pretty good, but yeah. But that's going to be it for me. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like. If you're brand new, be sure to subscribe. And don't forget to tick the notification bell so you never miss out from me. Apart from that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.